lovely to be here in Leeds tonight, in Yorkshire. Yeah, Yorkshire. As you may have guessed from this, I am. Oh, hang on. I have to start the thing. It's really hard to say in this current political climate, but I am an immigrant. There, I got it out. I am an immigrant. I came here with nothing 20 years ago. Scared, vulnerable, wondering whether I'd ever fit in. And people were constantly trying to place me. Where are you from? No, where are you really from? And they'd be questioning everything. My hair, my clothes, the way I say bath. And then I was forced into admitting that I am in fact from Brighton, which to be fair is about as far away culturally from Yorkshire as the surface of Mars. Because in Brighton, reform voters are about as rare, are that rare that they actually get a conservation order slapped on them. You'll know about conservation orders. We have that in Brighton for reform voters. And if anyone actually dares to vote reform, 3 people from Amnesty International turn up, and just do a check on them, just in case they have been coerced. But a lot of people say to me, why have you moved from the queer capital of the universe to Yorkshire? Was it cheaper housing? Was it cheaper beer? Was it because quite clearly there's more superior football teams up here? Which maybe was one of them, but no. I moved to Yorkshire because I wanted to be the most left-wing person in the room again. Because it's very difficult for me to say, but in Brighton I was actually accused of being a fascist. Me, because this is really hard to admit it, but I once owned a petrol lawnmower. But I also moved up north to, for a healthier lifestyle, like wild swimming and hill walking and fresh air. Because, not in Leeds, but, where I live, in the Leeds district. Sadly, I discovered chips. Pie and chips, fish and chips, chips and chips. There was one pub actually that served a salad. It was a chip hiding under a lettuce leaf in shame. And then there's the beer. Because Northern beer is half the price and twice the strength, which means it's actually a financially viable option. Yeah. But sadly, chips and beer have consequences, and I put on 6 stone. So now I'm on Manjaro, which I have to say is pretty impressive. It is. It sounds a bit like a Japanese mountain range, though, which I did look like before I started taking it. But like I say, it's pretty impressive. I've lost 5 stone. Woo! So, me. yeah, that equates to about £300 a month. My bank account's never been slimmer. But one thing they don't warn you at my age when you lose weight rapidly, it is the fat leaves. It's like, bye-bye, bye-bye, I'm off. But the skin doesn't, no. It's like a disgruntled employee who's just found out there's going to be an organisational restructure, and it's just hanging around, waiting for surgery to be surgically removed. But yeah, I've tried everything. So I tried shapewear to hold all the skin in. And it doesn't, it just distributes the evidence, and it's quite tight. I have one pair so tight, I actually prolapsed. It took me 20 minutes and a wooden spoon to shoehorn it all back in again. And then I sneezed and the spoon's now missing. But it's no wonder I have a really difficult relationship with food and my body, because I had a hard childhood. My parents were actually an age gap relationship, which, you know, I tell my friends and they look at me and they kind of nod, and then they kind of put their head to one side, and they say, actually it's okay, because my dad, they were only 4 years apart. Which is what my dad's solicitor said to the judge. You see, my mum was 13 when she had me. True story. And my kids were really shocked when they heard about it. It was like, oh, Mum, that's disgusting! That should never happen! And they were, well, careful, son, because you are actually, arguing yourself out of existence. And then you had to think about it, and it was like, oh, does that mean I won't have to go to school? At that point, I knew I was genetically related to him. Because I was adopted, you see, because of the age gap thing. I was adopted. I always knew I was adopted, because I never looked like either of my parents. And people kept saying, is your dad really a dad? And I was like, no! And even that shocked me, because he raised me for 20 years. I'd just given credit to a 17-year-old sex offender. Thank you. I've been Jane Dixie. Good night.
Go on, Jane Dixie.